Anandam. With all auspicious blessings and grace of my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda Swamiji, I welcome you to this video. Many times I've been faced with questions as to why I propagate so much of Swamiji's teachings. Why I talk to everybody that his teachings, his Dhamma is the most important aspect for humanity today. This why can only be answered if I share some of my life experiences which I had before I met Swamiji. In my pre-monastic life, like I have mentioned before, I have had the opportunity to volunteer at many NGOs. And two very prominent NGOs were one that dealt with mentally ill, destitute women, and two, an NGO that worked with children of criminal parents and domestic violence. On one such occasion, I had gone to the Burns Hospital in Chennai, and as I was walking around the ward, I saw a 23-year-old lady who had also self-immolated because she had a fight with her mother-in-law and the husband. She was a lady who had just given birth to her child, and the child was 6 months old, and because of the tiff in the family, she self-immolated herself. She had suffered almost 99% burns, and the doctors had no hope of her living yet. I was walking around, there was a children's ward separately. There, when I walked in, I saw an 8-year-old boy who had self-immolated himself. And I was surprised, what would lead a child to self-immolate himself? What could be that action, or could be that forceful turning point for his life, that the child did not even consider anything and just poured kerosene on himself and lit the flame to his clothes. When I spoke to the child and the mother, they had only a very simple incident that led to this violent action of the child. The mother was a housemaid. She would go home to home, wash vessels, and that's how she earned her living. She did not have a husband who supported her income nor supported her. So she was a single parent, self-sustaining by working in different houses and educating her only son. A few days ago, this child had come home and asked his mom money to buy a pencil, which the mother obviously did not have at that moment. And she told him, no, I can't give now. This was the trigger point for which the child got so upset, so angry, he just ran into the kitchen, poured kerosene and lit the flame to his clothes. For both were shocking. A 23-year-old lady, without any thought to her child, just self-immolates herself. And on the other hand, an 8-year-old child, how can such a thing happen? What kind of a thought process was the child living in? That he could not even understand his mother, whom he could see every day go to work her bones out, day in and day out, so she could send him to a decent school, so she could provide him a decent education, so she could provide him decent food, decent clothes. It was just a pencil, for God's sake. Likewise, I could not understand how the 23-year-old young mother did not even spare a thought to her newly born child, and she just immolated herself. What is it that makes us humans take these extreme, drastic, violent measures against ourselves or against anybody else? In today's world, you can open the newspaper, open the internet world, anywhere you see the incidents of violence are pretty common and pretty silly at times. But it may sound silly, the reasons may be silly, but the action has led to the loss of life. I was unable to understand, and I'm still unable to understand, why or what is it that makes a man not consider any part of the future or the past when he is doing such a violent action. For example, today I was just reading that a waiter in a restaurant killed his chef because the chef was delaying the food that needs to be served to the guest. It just baffled me. It was just a simple thing. How can that lead to so much of violence inside a human being that he takes a gas cylinder and hits the chef? That is one perspective and the cognition of the society that I'm unable to understand. The other, which is I'm sure offending all of us, all our sensibilities, sensitivities, and our very human nature, is when we hear people being killed in broad daylight, and there are other human beings around who do not even step up to either object the violence or take the victim to the hospital. I'm sure all of us have seen where in Bangalore there was a 24-year-old who was hit in an accident and lay on the road bleeding with people just passing by as if he was a dead cattle or an animal. And by the time they could rush this child to the hospital, he was dead. A 24-year-old boy may be a boy to you or to me, but it was a child to some parent. That boy was a friend to someone, was a brother to someone. From when did we start losing our sensibilities and have become so self-centered and so selfish that even that does not hit our conscience? These were the things that consistently had been bothering me before I met Swamiji. Because I had no solution. I was being there, being part of an NGO, being supportive to raise funds. But how do you help them psychologically? How much is our science of psychology, the science which prescribes drugs, really help them? I have not seen it help people in any progressive way. These were really bothering me for very many days till I met Swamiji. And I started listening to his teachings, and when I started applying his teachings in my everyday life, I understood what a conscious shift, what a cognitive shift, what transformation a human being can experience by just applying simple cognitive shifts into our everyday life. Violence, be it inner violence or outer violence which we express, can just be eradicated completely if we just follow and apply his teachings. It is not just the reading. Swamiji has made the sacred teachings of our Sanatana Dharma so easily applicable to our everyday world, to our everyday life as it exists in today's modern world as we term it. The Agamas, the Vedas and the Upanishads are not a complex, complicated, verbose scriptures. They were, or we were made to believe they were verbose and not useful scriptures, because there were not many interpreters who could have made it easily available to me, to you, to an everyday ordinary man like any of us, available and applicable. Something as simple as anger and violence, which is affecting each and every one of our lives. I'm sure most of us would not even feel good at the end of it. For example, we tend to bully only people who we know will not talk back to us, who we know are inferior to us, either in an economical sense or in a psychological sense. Even a housewife shouting at a maid for breaking a crockery or for not washing a vessel properly is an inner violence which she is expressing. So what? It's just a plate. You can wash it again. How come we are not any more patient? We don't have listening to others. We don't have concern for others. We always are running for something or the other. We may have our own reasons. Oh, I have to go for a job, I have children to take care, I have to take care of my husband, I have my bank account, I have to pay my bills. All these things are reasons which I used to use thinking, oh, I'm running somewhere. Why? This driver cannot even think of this thing. But when I started actually listening and applying some of these teachings, I understood that I can do both. I can be a nice human being, a very considerate human being. I can like myself. I can live with myself, liking myself, understanding my higher self and living my higher self every day despite the so-called challenges we all face today. Be it running for work, be it managing families, be it managing companies, I can still be a great human being. And a great human being is only possible if you live in completion by following the signs of enlightenment. I just wanted to share in today's video the fundamental, the strong reasons I feel I wanted to share some of these teachings to the world. And I know just by applying his teachings, violence, poverty, these are the two major epidemics that we are experiencing today, can be completely eliminated. Because his teachings do not just feed you, they empower you. In my entire series, I'm going to be talking about all aspects of life, be it loneliness, be it depression, be it relationships, be it wealth, be it health, be it my own self. This is the science of the Sanatana Dharma, which my Guru, His Holiness, Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda Swamiji, is sharing with the world. He is continuously sharing this every day via the morning satsangs, which you can watch on nityananda.tv every day at 8 a.m. Or if you really want to have an experiential shift, I recommend that you attend Inner Awakening. Inner Awakening has a very in-depth meaning to it when you experience the transformation in your inner self. Inner Awakening is not just a yoga program, It is not just a meditation program, it's a life transformational program which can only be experienced by sitting in the presence of a guru. The Inner Awakening is conducted every month in the Bangalore Arinam, and the next program is starting on July 25th. Anybody who feels your life is worth the investment of time, you should attend the Inner Awakening, because change starts from within you all. Each one of us are responsible for that change. But how do you make that change happen? Experience it in the Inner Awakening program, which starts from July 25th this month. It's just 21 days. 21 days of your life is not too long. It's not too many days. When you think you have another 50-60 years that you need to live, and you want to live a healthy, blissful life, not only for yourself, but for the society, your family and your friends, and leave something good behind you, is possible only by a human being who falls in love with himself. An Inner Awakening does that to you. It makes you fall in love with yourself. And any man or woman who's in love with herself will love everybody around the world and spread joy and happiness and leave behind a great legacy of an empowered lifestyle. A great legacy of being a beautiful human being which for generations will be remembered, will be cherished. I'm not trying to promote Inner Awakening as a marketing program, but I genuinely wish each and everybody experiences Inner Awakening in their life. So take this opportunity and sign up for our July 25th program for 21 days of your life, which I'm sure is not much. See you again in the next series. If you have any questions, clarifications, please leave in the comment box and I will get back to you. And if you feel that this video has helped you to turn in and look in and see and force yourself to change, to find out the higher self of yourself, the higher consciousness of you, please pass this video on and share this video on to many friends of yours for whom it will be equally helpful. Never miss an opportunity to introduce a guru to your friends. Nityanandam. Please press like and subscribe this video.